want to thank and congratulate you on assuming the presidency of the SCP. Ever since you got elected, this is the first time I'm speaking. And I must say that I've also read that you will be the co-chair of the SCP SEU. The good news is that now we can hold you at a higher standard by that elevation. Mr. Speaker, my training and the knowledge of how governments run is that I thought government is a very serious institution, like absolutely serious. That whenever I interact with government and I hear from them, I actually take them very seriously. But I must say that my experience here has taught me another lesson. And I can say that I can competently, I think that this side we can now run the government. When, Mr. Speaker, when the government, the minister proposed the RAPEX Bills here, one of the things we are convinced is that when you pass this law, allow us a window, do not put the commencement date, because we need to go and prepare as and when we are ready. Then we shall issue the instrument operationalizing the law. And now we are here in government in a very casual and unserious manner, tell us that we got lost along the way. And then we found ourselves in the transition. These are things within your control. If you are not ready, let them continue. No one from our side had said, UNRWA must stop today and transit. No one said that. So if you are not ready, my proposal, because I've also received communication, it makes me reflect back how some of our parents, and I hope many of your parents, when the retrenchment policy took place, many of our parents suffered, as if it was a deliberate ploy that time to patch some people out of holding some offices. Now, you remove people who are in UNRWA, advertise their jobs, and then refuse even to shortlist them. Then you see other people who do not have even experience are the ones being. I humbly take, the Women's Day has just happened. Let me allow a woman to give information.
Cuts across all the UNRWA ferries, like the ones in Namaingo, in Buvuma, and other parts of the country. Rightly, as you have stated, Right Honorable Speaker, it takes time to train a ferry operator, and much of it is outside the country. So when these people come here, and now the Honorable Minister is saying he's going to pay 240. Rightly, it takes between 20 and 40 million for these people to renew seafarers' license. And then even the training, specialized training. It is not that anybody can pilot a ferry. It is not. It is training that really is classified.
Point of order. Seems there is no order in the House.
When we are here presenting challenges that the country was about to encounter, our colleagues went for a caucus, they came here, they just supported everything, including him. Now they are crying. Is he in order to begin crying? When after a caucus meeting they came here and supported every RAPEX bill, is he in order?
Thank you. The colleagues here had issues which they raised, and the ministers responded to them. They were given assurances. Okay? Now, his issue is that the assurances which were given are not being implemented. So the member is in order to raise this issue. Okay?
Thank you very much, Speaker. I also want to urge the Minister of Public Service that there are people who do jobs that are specialized, especially the ferry pilots and drivers. So a consideration should be taken when we are giving these allowances and salaries. That is my prayer.
Thank you. Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we have one of our colleagues, the woman MP for Soroti City, who, even as I speak to you, is still in prison. because you are our leaders, I thought you brief us the circumstances and the conditions of our colleague. But it also falls generally under the deteriorating human rights observance in the country. There has been a video of the Honorable Mwada crying like a baby the way he was beaten by a jet. But I don't want to go into the general issues. I thought, Mr. Speaker, you being our leader, will let us know the conditions and circumstances under which our colleague ended up in prison because she was doing our work in our constituency.
Honorable, thank you for bringing that issue to my attention. Let me follow it up after the session. Thank you. Honorable.
Right Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity. Right Honorable Speaker, it's also a matter of national importance that needs urgent attention. On the 8th of March, the Women's Day, in my district, in a sub-county called Kalamba, particularly villages of Kakonge, Gerenge, and Sula, there was another hailstorm, strong one, that affected 250 families. Plantations were completely destroyed. 10 houses were demolished completely. People have nowhere to sleep. There are families that had stocked in new birds, poultry birds that were killed. Cattle were destroyed. I'm here to request the ministry, the minister, Prime Minister's office, and particularly Minister for Disaster Preparedness, to attend to my people. And for your information, my area has suffered such consequences 3 times in the past 2 years, because a lot of forests have been cleared around that area, so there's no covert or no windbreakers. Probably you also have to think about planting trees and reinstating the natural trees. The prayer particularly, Right Honorable Speaker, is to urgently help the families whose houses have been completely collapsed. Those are only 10 families. And also to help the 250 families to get food and also seeds for planting, because they have nothing now to survive on. I pray.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker. And I want to thank the MP for reporting, and sorry for what happened. I'm going to report back to the office and we shall get back to you in writing.
Has the cow done the necessary, Honorable?
Update the minister. It's a matter that needs urgent attention, because children have nowhere to sleep.
Yeah, sure.
Families have put up now tarpaulins as shelters. We shall get other disasters like diseases if we don't respond urgently.
So let's pursue it from 2 fronts, okay? Of the cow and team doing their work, but also now it's already to the attention
Most obliged.
of the OPM. Thank you. Honorable Quiz.
The close of Karuma Bridge. Right Honorable Speaker, allow me begin by thanking your good office for the wise ruling during the parliamentary sitting, the regional sitting in Gulu, where you directed for immediate repair of Karuma Bridge.
Just wait. I saw the Minister for Works around. He was, okay, great. Yeah, so continue.
Yeah, thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. During that sitting, works immediately commenced, and Karuma Bridge was handed over partially in December to allow movements of light vehicles and buses, but leaving out some critical works, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, in lieu to the above, Minister of Works has announced a second closure of Karuma Bridge, which should have taken place by yesterday, 10th, 2020, March 2025. Right Honorable Speaker, as a result of this closure, traffic, because of the closure, will now massively be diverted to use now Renkunye Masinde Apache route. And as I talk, right on speaker, we are really at risk because now the workers at the ferry. Yeah, right on speaker, thank you. There is really high job security for the operators at Masini Port Ferry, which hangs in balance. Initially, operators were being
Honorable,
paid.
can you give your prayers, please?
Yes, thank you, right on
You
speaker.
came with a statement. I can see you're struggling with this.
Yeah, I wanted
Prayer.
to give narrative.
No. Prayers,
Yes.
Honorable.
Thank you, right on speaker. My prayers are this. Number one, right on speaker, because of the increase in the number of vehicles. One, Ministry of Public Service advertised for the position of these operators, which are
Just conclude your prayers. Conclude your prayers, Honorable. Switch on, kindly. Switch on.
Thank you, right on speaker. My prayers, number one, Ministry of Public Service should immediately effect and consider reviewing of payments of the operators, including other ferry management team. Because at the moment they advertise and they have given them only a payment salary of 240,000 shilling. And 240,000 shilling, right on speaker, is nothing. It's like 4,000, 8,000 shillings per day. Right on speaker, a ferry, which a ferry which takes 10 vehicles, right on speaker, costs 9 billion shillings, right on speaker.
So, Honorable colleagues, Honorable Nelson takes long to finish. Yes. So just let's, to finish his points, I can see some of you who are perverted. To finish his point.
Yes.
So,
secondly, please. Right on speaker, Minister of Works should pay the 2 months salary, because now, for the last 2 months, these workers were given a contract for 3 months, but they have not been paid for January and February, right on the speaker. Then finally, right on the speaker, Minister of Public Service should show cause as to why they have not shortlisted the ferry operators, because only 5 they advertised and only 5 workers have been shortlisted, right on the speaker. Yet they qualified. They have been working under UNRWA, but now only 5 have been shortlisted. Why? Public Service should show cause. I thank you, right on the speaker.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Minister for Works. Then after Works, Public Service will have show cause.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. It is true there is a notice that Karuma Bridge was supposed to be closed by. We worked on some spans which could accommodate the light vehicles, and now we got funds to fix the remaining spans so that we open the bridge fully. And why we didn't close it yesterday, we want to avoid the past mistake when we closed it and we had issues on Masindi Port. Our ferry for Masindi Port is down, and we had also few challenges because we had not accessed UNRWA money, but by now we have accessed it. So the tentative date is 17th of this month. We anticipate by that time we shall have enough manpower to handle the passengers via Port Masindi. We are doing that not to punish you, but to ensure the bridge is open fully to all vehicles. That's the short-term intervention which we have. Then the long 240 you are talking about, we pay them the 4 million CD which should have been. Because the other side, they were being on a contract, which the contract expired. So for them, we gave them a contract depending on the directive and the guidance from the Constitution through the public service. But we have paid them their salary. Maybe if public service advises, we can increase it depending maybe on which law. I don't know. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but Honorable Minister, I think my phone was flooded with messages from those workers of ferries, and I even took time and I called you over the same. Because, you see, this issue of Rapix, how it's being handled, on the implementation, Honorable Minister for Public Service, they are not putting into special consideration of some of these technical jobs which were being done. To renew a certificate, and I received information which I shared with the minister, to renew a certificate, these workers told me that they require 25 to 30 million. Now, you pay him money which in a year won't facilitate renewal of a license. So I think before saying that entities like you now are paying too much money, you should have asked yourself why. Because there are unique situations. Now, these people, if they decide to abandon you because they won't even be able to renew their licenses, then you won't have ferry operators. And I heard you saying that they had no jobs. No, you can also say you had no operators. Yes, you also had no operators. If they were to go off, how would you? They can go and be surviving on other things, but will you have operators to operate these ferries? So this is an issue, Honourable Minister for Public Service. I don't know how you're looking into this issue. Because then you're also having very many issues to do with RAPEX, Honourable Minister, especially staff whom you assured us when we are doing the job here. You said they are going to be integrated in what? You have changed everything. People are on the streets. People are crying. They are looking at Parliament as evil. You know, Honourable Minister for Public Service. Honourable K, you wanted to add on something? Let me just, Honourable Minister, allow me, it seems an MP from the island.
Cuts across all the UNRWA ferries, like the ones in Namaingo, in Buvuma, and other parts of the country. Rightly, as you have stated, Right Honourable Speaker, it takes time to train a ferry operator, and much of it is outside the country. So when these people come here, and now the Honourable Minister is saying he's going to pay 240. Rightly, it takes between 20 and 40 million for these people to renew seafarers' license. And then even the training, specialized training. It is not that anybody can pilot a ferry. It is not. It is training that really is classified.
Point of order? Seems there is no order in the House.
When we are here presenting challenges that the country was about to encounter, our colleagues went for a caucus, they came here, they just supported everything, including him. Now they are crying. Is he in order to begin crying? When after a caucus meeting they came here and supported every RAPEX bill, is he in order?
Thank you. The colleagues here had issues which they raised, and the ministers responded to them. They were given assurances. Okay? Now, his issue is that the assurances which were given are not being implemented. So the member is in order to raise this issue. Okay?
Thank you very much. Speaker, I also want to urge the Minister of Public Service that there are people who do jobs that are specialized, especially the ferry pilots and drivers. So a consideration should be taken when we are giving these allowances and salaries. That is my prayer.
Thank you. Honourable Minister.
And honourable members, I quite appreciate the anguish and the concern of the honourable members who use ferry services because the services are not operating well due to our RAPEX. Right Honourable Speaker and honourable members, you realize that we are still under a transition period and that it's only just a few weeks, I must say, that a few weeks that most of the money we need was actually transferred to the various votes. Right Honorable Speaker, when we were discussing this matter, the RAPEX committee agreed that ferry operators and the people who run our graders in local government and so on, and the mechanics be treated as scientists. What does that mean? It means that the public service pay scale of U8 will not now apply to them, because these are technical people. They are well-schooled in their field of operation. They are now being considered as scientists. Therefore, it's going to go up so that they are better motivated to work. And when they work, they don't actually even spoil our machinery, because the machinery actually is very, very expensive. So we are, Right Honorable Speaker, in close discussion with the Minister of Finance. We are looking at the savings, which definitely we are going to incur, and those savings we are going to have are certainly going into raising the salary of the ferry operators. Thank you.
Yes, I had a procedure matter. Then Honorable Byanyi.
Speaker, my procedure matter goes to both ministers, the one of Energy and Public Service. You see, Mr. Speaker, where there is no crossing of a human being on the lake, the lakes they use are the ferries. There is no remedy at all. You can justify to this Parliament that you are still ongoing when people are supposed to cross a lake using a ferry or a river and not moving. And that's why, Mr. Speaker, when I was doing my procedure matter, was yet still the Minister of Energy, that the transition from Umeme to Minister of Energy is not known by Parliament. We will get a number of matters of national importance here relating to power breakage everywhere. Transition of these departments to mother ministries are supposed to be taking place, whereas citizens of Uganda are enjoying benefits as they were before. So the procedure matter I want raising, whether it wouldn't be procedure, okay, for the Minister of Energy to bring a full statement here, how they are transiting from Umeme, which has been making losses throughout since inception, to now, so that we know what exactly will happen. Because, Mr. Speaker, even us in Kalungu, Masaka area, power is off every day. And during the peak hours, when people want to cut hair, who want to prepare food, there's no power. But I want to inform Minister of Public Service, kindly, you cannot come before this Parliament and tell us that RAPEX is stopping people using ferries to go to their islands. That is very irregular, and you deserve a punishment before this House by the Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I wish I had that power. No, Honorable colleagues, I think that's it's right. The issue of the transition from Umeme to UEDCL, it's something which we need to be informed about. I think that's very, very critical. So I will request the Minister for Energy to bring a statement next week. No, when we come from recess, and we handle it. But also for the record, because we are a house of record, I've heard Honorable saying Umeme has been making losses from the beginning. Umeme has been one of the most profitable companies. Listed on the stock exchange, giving dividends, please. It's been listed on the stock exchange, giving dividends, okay? So, no, please, Honorable Seungu. It's not an issue of debate, okay? Umeme's accounts are published in the open. We are giving them a return on investment of 20% for every coin. Honorable Seungu, is that working to work? Thank you. Honorable Byanyima.
And a senior citizen, he well knew that we are not in a transition. Not at all. This government is in full power, has already everything at its disposal. There was no point whatsoever, for example, to have machines packed, waiting for stock taking all over the country, a transition. What you need to do is to have some money so that roads are maintained as you put your, whatever you want to put in place properly. You can't get the whole country at a standstill. I can tell you, look at the most of these roads maintenance. It is always monthly. But as we talk now, when I Bruru Mukasa, they are conducting interviews. People don't know where to go. No release of money. The money we're talking of release, money was released, but who? Who wanted the beneficiaries to have got money? Whoever doesn't have a job, go and do something else. But people are stuck. We have a crisis. I would love to see Ugandans treated, because you can't tell anybody that UNRWA went to works, Roya went to this. No. They want a seamless service delivery. And we are here. We have no answers. We look fools before the people. So I would have wanted the ministers to come out and say, we are extremely sorry, but with effect from next week, things will be in order. That's what we want to hear. Thank you.
Thank you. And I want to thank and congratulate you on assuming the presidency of the SCP. Ever since you got elected, this is the first time I'm speaking. And I must say that I've also read that you will be the co-chair of the SCP SEU. The good news is that now we can hold you at a higher standard by that elevation. Mr. Speaker, my training and the knowledge of how governments run is that I thought government is a very serious institution, like absolutely serious. That whenever I interact with government and I hear from them, I actually take them very seriously. But I must say that my experience here has taught me another lesson. And I can say that I can competently, I think that this side we can now run the government. Mr. Speaker, when the government, the minister proposed the RAPEX Bills here, one of the things we are convinced is that when you pass this law, allow us a window, do not put the commencement date, because we need to go and prepare as and when we are ready. Then we shall issue the instrument operationalizing the law. And now we are here in government in a very casual and unserious manner, tell us that we got lost along the way. And then we found ourselves in the transition. These are things within your control. If you are not ready, let them continue. No one from our side had said, UNRWA must stop today and transit. No one said that. So if you are not ready, my proposal, because I've also received communication, it makes me reflect back how some of our parents, and I hope many of your parents, when the retrenchment policy took place, many of our parents suffered, as if it was a deliberate ploy that time to patch some people out of holding some offices. Now, you remove people who are in UNRWA, advertise their jobs, and then refuse even to shortlist them. Then you see other people who do not have even experience are the ones being.
Jonathan, please.
I humbly take, the Women's Day has just happened. Let me allow a woman to give information.
We did very well from the caucus, but the problem now, when we came in the house to settle issues, they walked out. How can you expect those things to come? Now you're crying. If you had not walked out, everything was going to be smooth. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, for the record,
Order, honorable colleagues, order.
For the record, Honorable Christine Akelo is my counterpart from Meruta North. I don't want to spoil her mood of celebrating the Women's Day. The point I am making, Mr. Speaker, is that the government can review. No one is pushing you to implement this law as it is. If you are not ready, please, you hold on. But the number of people who are complaining, if we give them time, who have been unfairly left out of this whatever transition, is alarming. That you had assured us here that you transit some of those staff into the mainstream, and now they see their names are missing. Mr. Speaker, if it pleases you, a select committee or a committee of this House should re-examine all these matters together and report. Otherwise, we are headed for a disaster. And every week, we shall be entertaining the same matters here. So that the government, we can interact and find a middle ground that facilitates both the government to do its work, but also ensures that the people we represent are happy about this service. I beg to submit, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable John. You know, colleagues, you receive calls and messages which are very painful. They got people who did their job very well. Now when they reach the other side, we want to give it scientists. Like in UNRWA, people who are not scientists, who have remained with jobs, I think you can just count a few. And these are people who have been working really hard, but it was as if the scheme has been designed to eliminate all of them, you know, and they are coming to us. They are coming to us. Honourable Minister, I know you can shake your head, but it's painful. It's painful because when we are engaging these people, we counted on your word. We counted on your word. But honourable colleagues, a select committee at this stage also is not helpful because it will also take a very long time. What I propose would be that the minister brings a statement, a full statement, okay, on giving us an update on implementation of RAPEX, clearly showing especially recruitment as its own section, okay? This, because there is a statement to each honourable minister you brought, but we had said we should update it and strengthen it. I need the minister's attention, please. When the speaker is talking to him, the honourable minister, I don't know if you could update that statement, okay? We look at recruitment, we look at other challenges, because you will find challenges. Some of them are budgetary in nature, you need our support. Some of them, there are lacunas in the law, you need our support. And we work out together, because in the end, we are accountable to the people. So, Honourable Minister?
A minister should come up with a comprehensive status report. It should not only mention the recruitment process, but also the status of service delivery for each entity that was rationalized. For example, you should tell us if UNRWA was looking after so many kilometers of roads, how are they now? For electricity, what is the situation? So that we now get a comprehensive picture to enable us answer questions from our various constituencies.
Honourable Minister, if we can.
Right Honourable Speaker, I recall my ministry made a statement here about the status of RAPEX. All I can promise, Right Honourable Speaker, is that we shall bring an update of that status, what's been done in RAPEX, especially the recruitment process, and then we see where Parliament can actually work together, join hands, and see how we can improve the process and remove this anguish which is there. But before I sit down, Right Honourable Speaker, once again, I would like to assure you about my word. What is now so far painful is very soon going to go away, Right Honourable Speaker.
Okay, let's take him by his word. Next item. Oh, no, let me pick final one was Honourable Migado, sorry. Yes, sorry.
I raise on a matter of national importance and which requires urgent attention. Right Honourable Speaker, every year at the onset of rains, Buhej usually suffers hailstorms, violent winds, and landslides. Right Honourable Speaker, on the 16th of February and on the 3rd of March 2025, hailstorms ravaged the sub-counties of Chahenda, Bahanga, Nyachana, Nyakazwa Town Council, Yangaju, and Revenge, particularly devastating the parishes of Renengo, Akarembe, Chiyanja, Katongo, and Kayonza, among others. A lot of crops were destroyed, banana plantations collapsed, schools and churches were blown off. Right Honourable Speaker, herewith is attached the detailed CAO's technical report full of details of the extent of the destruction. Right Honourable Speaker and members, my prayers. One, we ask government to quickly get into the situation to avail relief items to the affected families and communities, including food, seeds for planting, and building materials. 2, that the government provides building materials to the affected schools and churches to get back to their normal operations. And 3, we ask the Office of the Prime Minister to put Buhweju on its disaster radar, because such occurrences have become routine over the years. Right Honourable Speaker and members, I submit.
Thank you. Honourable Minister for Disaster Preparedness.
Raise the issue. Right Honourable Speaker, I want to report that Honourable Abel Lilian, as we talk, is in Ibundibujo to assess the same, and tomorrow she'll be in Buhweju.
Thank you. Last time the Minister for Disaster Preparedness to give us a plan, because we are coming to the rainy season. These issues will be coming very many. So let me just first handle those issues. Honorable Aisha Kabanda, procedure.
In regards to power outage, Right Honorable Speaker, Luel has spent like 1.5 months without power. It comes for like 6 hours or 2 hours, and it goes regularly. On Sunday, I was in Camera with the Bishop of Kasana World Diocese, and he asked me, what is the problem? What are we supposed to do? Because we can't run business on generators. We cannot run health facilities. They have vaccines. They have specific medicines that require to be in the fridges, but we don't have power. And it has been continuous. Even if there's maintenance going on, it can't go on for like 4 days a week, then it returns for 2 hours, then it goes off. Right Honorable Speaker, electricity is not free. We pay for it. But Umeme has failed to give us electricity, and that's bad business because it's not free. We cannot be demanding for a service that we pay for. They should make sure that we have electricity. Right Honorable Speaker, my prayer is that through you, the Minister should direct Umeme, if there are problems, to work on them so that Luel District can also be able to access electricity.
Thank you. Honourable Minister for Energy.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. And I want to thank my MP for having raised this important matter. Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues, we are going through the tail end of the concession of Umeme. Actually, the concession ended on the 28th of February. We are now in the transition period. Before that, government decided not to invest more into Umeme. So Umeme reduced on the investment. That means that we can't respond spontaneously to answer for cause of power outages, which could be a cause of a failure in a transformer or a breakup of a line because a tree has fallen on the line. But I want to promise you that by 1st of April, we would have gone through this. And hold on, please. And the loan that is before Parliament, which has money, which is the CAPEX for the successor company, UEDCL, will help us a great deal to prepare Uganda Electricity Distribution Company to be ready to respond spontaneously without going through the rigors of applying for money, which could take a long time. So this is going to be a short-time inconvenience, and I would like members and the country at large to bear with us. I will cross-check further to the places of Camilla to find out whether there is any other cause other than what I have explained so that we can try to come up and rectify.
Thank
I
you.
beg to submit.
Thank you. Honorable Nelson Okero.